what I've been learning over, especially over these past 23 days that I've been doing this Conqueror challenge for myself, like content is king. Make sure you. Oh, okay. Here we go. That's what's up. What's the name of this little baby creature?
So this is Elvis,
What's up,
a
Elvis?
little pygmy. No, not
Oh,
pygmy. Bantam, a little bantam chicken.
Where'd you
bantam
get it at?
chicken.
Yep, yep, yep. My wife picked them up this weekend. We got like six others.
For how much? $1 each?
No, they're like $3 or $4, something like that.
Wow.
So
Weekend
what
cafeteria.
exactly is a bantam chicken?
They're just smaller than like your regular like roasters or things like that. Uh,
Roasted.
Mm.
we have a couple silkies, a Sussex, a couple other different ones, and
Hmm.
they're going to be a lot bigger. Some Aracanas.
They're like
Um,
condos.
Anaconda chicken. My
and
anaconda don't want none unless you got bun.
no, these bantams, they're very friendly. Like they're very chill. They like to be held and stuff like this. The other ones would run away from you. They'll be panicking right now.
Really?
Yeah, but this one's pretty chill.
So you just got Elvis in the room? Is just that one?
Well, I put them here because what's his name? We have like the family over, so like I
Hmm.
don't want them like the dog. Everybody's going in and out, and
Yeah.
opening the door. So I don't want the dog to come down and get him or whatever.
All right.
So I put him
So
in the office for tonight.
for you at home, just understand that if you hear chirping while we're doing our show, it's just Elvis. Don't
It's just
freak
so
out. Nobody has, ghost chickens or chicks in their homes. I'm sorry, I'm picking my teeth here on camera. Shouldn't do that, but that's what's up, man. Y'all got like,
Uh-oh.
man, Steve is like Dr. Doolittle, man. He's had rats, like pet rats and dogs and chickens. Oh yeah, you gotta tell them about Chanticleer, dude.
Oh yeah, Sean and Claire, he's the funniest.
Oh,
Now
I
since
don't
he's our
remember
rooster,
Chanticleer. Oh.
Sean and Claire's our rooster, right? And since like it's spring, they all start getting broody and stuff like that. They all want to like, lay baby, lay eggs and all that stuff. He's like super aggressive, But all throughout the winter, he was chill. Didn't attack nobody. But yesterday we were out doing yard work, and he was just out to get everybody, chasing everybody down.
Yeah,
Just
Chanticleer
being a
took
real man.
Steve. Tell them how Chanticleer took over your wife.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he started claiming her. Anytime that he would get like that. Well, all right. So I was actually confused. He didn't claim her. What happened was he was actually like trying her. He was actually like get away. But since he was like such a young rooster, uh, he had just started this behavior. So my wife thought that he was like dancing, like shuffling, to get her attention. But later on, we found out that they shuffle to like intimidate and to like move their hands around, and stuff like that. So he didn't want her close by at all. He was just trying to like get her away, and she kept on picking him up. After like that was like the last time you were able to pick him up, because after that he would just straight just hit you with those spurs, and just like, yeah, there was no way to get close to him after that.
Man, that's
Oh, that's cool.
crazy.
Yeah, he's a funny dude. But
Man,
yeah, we picked up seven more chickens. We already had 13, so that makes 20.
this is quite interesting. Are we eating these chickens or are they just,
No, that's my retirement plan, dude. 5,000 square feet and about 1,000 of those chickens.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Sell
A
oh.
lot
enough
of eggs.
eggs. I could sell enough eggs to make the house payment.
Especially now with how much these eggs cost nowadays.
Well, yeah, it's only
I'm
gonna
the
get worse.
I'm the egg king.
That's it. Make sure you
Slanging
don't live
eggs.
behind a railroad track.
Yeah, no.
You so silly.
Oh
Oh,
man, I'm like Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, dale
mm.
huevo, dale huevo.
Dale huevo.
Dale, huevo. Oh man, so how was everybody's week, man?
It's good.
Good, good, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I'll
Chopping
say
down a bunch of
good.
trees. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm
nobody
tired,
did
man.
anything good like crazy. I mean, Dave almost died from heat exhaustion.
What the hell,
hmm
man? Oh,
I went to go drop Gray off at his travel basketball game, and I guess I was pretending like I was going to a job site. I don't know why, just to see how I feel for some reason.
uh-huh,
And I played some basketball for a little bit, and
uh-huh,
then went back to the car, sitting in the
uh-huh.
car, with the windows down. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, it got a little warm. Man, I started getting sick, and I'm like,
Oh no.
let me put the AC back on. That still wasn't working. I had to get out the car, splash some water on me, and that actually fixed it. So,
Wow.
yeah, today I noticed I went for a walk with my wife, and I
Hmm.
don't sweat. 45 minutes in that walk.
Hmm.
I get back home, she's drenched in sweat. I'm nothing. And I think that's what's causing it is I sit inside all day, so my body's temperature doesn't work right. So I
I
need to
don't
get
know, man.
outside.
The only thing that I can think of when you said you didn't sweat no matter, all of that activity. I don't know if you guys remember this movie from like the 90s with Charlie Sheen with these aliens that was like trying to terraform the earth. And I don't care how hot it got, these people did not sweat. And
Charlie.
yeah, I think it was called, no, it wasn't called Arrival. I can't remember the name of the
Men at
movie.
work. That's
No, it was Charlie Sheen.
It was
And
that was a rival. Were
it
their legs
was it
turned
all
backwards?
right? Yeah, they legs like they could break their leg
Yeah,
and
they
then
become like ostrich
yeah,
mode.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he found their one of their bases in Guatemala, and he was there in the factory. I'm talking about he was drenched in sweat, and he had to get in the machine where they put like the human skin over themselves. And while he was inside of that machine, it's like, they looked at him and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's trying to be in the factory. He started sweating through like the skin, and you see like this just sweat just pouring out, and they're looking at him like he's like, no, man. Hey, there you go.
oh
Oh, that joke was so funny.
wait, he's doing the thing from the telephone. You know when you put in the phone number and it goes. "Tuk, tuk, tuk, tuk."
Well, no, it's because they
Is
was
that,
talking to him in their
that's how they
language,
talk?
but he wouldn't answer like with a with his voice. He got on the elevator and the guy turned to him and looked at him and was like, hey, he was like,
No, no,
nah,
no, not
nah.
today.
He's like, oh. He's like,
My parents said that was a
maybe.
stupid movie. I
Huh?
never saw it. And my parents said that was a dumb movie. It was like drawn out.
Well,
I liked it. I remember liking
certain movies are subjective. Like some movies I find that absolutely love, like the rest of the world hate it, and I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know how
Whenever
that
you
is
recommend, yeah.
sometimes. You're like, man, I secretly love that movie, but okay,
hmm
you know, I shan't tell a soul.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, man, you'll have to check it out. So guys, yeah, we want to like, get this show going. And I want to welcome you for joining the show today. And today we are going to be talking about content equals asset. And how does this work? So, number one, welcome to Passive Games for Life, where we focus on mindset, skill sets, tool sets, so you can get the assets, thus gaining you passive gains for life. I'm Roger. That's Dave. Wait, Dave. And wait, how you do this? Steve. He's over here somewhere. Wait, this way. Now,
Oh,
yeah,
hey.
I got it. It's over here now. Yeah, it's hard. It's not as easy as you thought. So yeah, we want to talk about content equals assets. So, in this online world that we're venturing into, there's a lot of things that we don't quite understand immediately. right? You get your computer, you look at it, you shake it, you go, how do you do this thing? Where do I put the thing to get the money to come out? And oops,
Damn,
sorry about
boy.
that. I know I got the mic like right up in my mouth when I'm
Uncomfortably
trying
close.
to talk. Well, no, it's because I don't, I got the mic so close, and it's like I have to be careful when I breathe. I got a pop filter on here, but it doesn't stop all of this strong wind. I feel so bad for this mic some days, especially after I've eaten. But either way, so it takes time to actually build up assets. Sometimes it can happen quickly. Sometimes it could take months. Sometimes it could take years. It all depends on how you want to do it. And in our asset series, we want to kind of like help you along with understanding what it takes to gain some of these assets. Now, last week, if you were watching, we interviewed Queenie. I think it was a very awesome episode. Queenie did such an amazing job. Queenie is a new mom with her husband, and she's like overcoming all of these challenges to actually build some sort of freedom and some life for herself and for her family.
Mhm.
And I mean, Queenie overcame a lot. Like to find out that she had trouble with reading and writing, but then at the same time, she's still crushing it.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like, you got to understand that it all depends on the drive of the individual. Right. And some people move faster than others. Now, Queenie has been in HBA like, I think
Since
what?
November, right?
Yeah, since
Mhm.
November,
Right.
and I started in May, and Queenie has like literally 20 times more sales than I do. It takes a certain amount of effort to get this going. So, with that in mind, what I've been learning over, especially over these past 23 days that I've been doing this Conqueror challenge for myself, like content is king, right? Content is like what drives everything. You think about this. Everything that you've ever purchased, or I mean, well, within the past, let's say, I'm going to say within the past 10 years, everything that you've ever purchased, you purchased because somebody created content. And let me
Mhm.
explain why. Commercial is a content, it is a form of content. You know, any type of visualized product or demonstration of a product is content. And a lot of us nowadays, we get content from YouTube, we get content from Facebook or TikTok or any of these platforms that we can think of, right? And on those platforms, in between there, you'll have ads that'll pop up, but then you'll also have things where somebody is talking about something. They like, yeah, yeah, I got this thing. Oh, it works really good. Da da da. Link in the description below. And then you go, I trust them. I like them. I know them. I think I'll get it. Let me go to that link. Click, click, done. Right. So without content, you can't drive anybody to your product, service, or anything that whatever your offer may be. So, when it comes to creating content, you have to develop good content in order for people to trust you. So, on this channel, we want to focus on bringing mindset, tool sets, skill sets to get assets. But if our content isn't congruent, if our content isn't adding value, people are just being like, well, so what are these guys talking about? This is some
Mhm.
weekly meeting that they have every,
Mhm.
Sunday. It's like, this
Yeah.
is boring. So with that in mind, we have to develop more content creation to give for the viewers who come and view the show. And you at home, you're trying to start, you're trying to get going. You're like, man, how are these people making money? Content. Let's start with that. So, you guys got any questions so far before I go into the next part? Like, what do you think
No,
content
no.
is, or
Content. So maybe I was just talking to my wife about doing some small AutoCAD clips, like
Mm-hmm.
5 top AutoCAD commands,
Mm-hmm.
and then just putting some stuff out like that, and then maybe another video of troubleshooting AutoCAD,
Mm-hmm.
and just putting a lot of small, like little videos out just to get my face out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then so I could build that trust with the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe pass them over to my website and then sell them something like a subscription to the website, and then I could
Right.
Mm-hmm.
do more in-depth videos, right? Is that so? This way I have more content, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah,
you
yeah. As a subscription service, you have more in-depth videos if you're a member of, David Cad.
Yeah,
David Cad,
Yeah, yeah,
DC,
yeah.
DC
That's
Comics.
Damien. There you go.
yeah.
Ah,
Damien.
yeah,
Both of
Damien.
us.
Yeah, right. Damien's like, oh, I was on the show last night. You be like, yeah, man. Well, I mean, all right. So let's get into the idea of what content is. So, Dave, all right. So you just said that you would like to build some content. So, what is it that content when it comes to mind exactly? Like, what's the purpose of content?
To help educate my viewers, right?
Yes, but what's
Okay.
the ultimate goal? Because we're
Okay.
here, we're on
Yeah.
the show, we're talking about it. We're This is not hidden, so don't
Okay.
pretend
So
like this is.
basically,
Oh,
to
don't
build the
tell the
trust
people.
and eventually build that passive gains, right?
Yeah. Well, all right. Good. Yeah, you're on the right track. So let's talk about a little bit more about what content is in a brand, basically. So content needs to be about building a brand to get someone to buy something, plain and simple, right?
Yeah.
So when you create content, you're creating it to give the viewer value. You're creating it for your audience to have value. They can't You can't just be creating content just around anything. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something that is going to fix a problem for someone, right? So you have someone that's watching right now, right? They have a question. They're like, okay, what do you mean content equals assets? Like, what does that mean? So if I'm going to help this individual, I need to let them know, like, hey, you got a problem, right? Your problem is that you want to learn something. I got a solution. I figured out the solution to your problem. So I'm going to help you solve that problem by creating value with this content, with the goal or with the hope that you would purchase or at least how you say help out the channel by clicking my link in the description below, right? I mean,
Mm,
because most people can, if you have a product or a service that you personally are offering, right? You
mm,
want the viewer to know, hey, look, I got the fix to the problem that you actually have, and this is how I fixed it for myself. Now, if you want more fixes like this, click the link in the description below and you can get my product and or service. So that content will drive the viewer to get the ultimate thing which you supply for them. You're providing a service, right? And
mm,
then they are partaking of the service that you're providing, and they're saying, hey, you know what, this is pretty good service. I'm gonna give you a certificate of I'm gonna give you a certificate of value rendered, which is usually money.
mm. Yeah.
Because that's what we do when we go to work. We do a job, we do a service, and while we're doing that service, at the end of the week, they go, you know what? Here's your certification that you did a good job. Here's your money, and that's basically what it boils down to, right? So think of it as a simple transaction. And a lot of people want to muddy the waters and thinking, oh, I don't want to sell anybody. Oh, I don't sell. The world does not work without sales, right? If you have a fix to a problem and somebody wants that fix and you can provide it for them, you don't have to be ashamed of saying, I will give you the fix to this problem for money. This
Yeah.
is just simply how it works. You don't go into the store and be like, I'm here and I want that food, but I don't want to pay you for it. Nobody does that. You go in there, you pick up your cornflakes, you pick up whatever it is, and you pay the money for the eggs, right? You pay your $50 for 12 eggs, and then you walk out the store. And you don't look at the store like those thieves.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to feel like that. And a lot of trepidation typically comes when people want to charge for a service. But when you have good content, when you're solving a problem, when you're able to tell the viewer, hey, listen, this is your problem. You've struggled with this problem like I've struggled with this problem. Matter of fact, when I used to have this problem, here's how I struggled with it, and it was bad, right? And then you list out all of the things, and the viewer is like, man, you just described my problem to a T, and you got a fix. Click. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Service rendered. Any questions?
No.
No, but the only thing I would add to that is some content. There's some content out there that doesn't necessarily have to be like solution oriented. You can have content that's just entertainment, and then what people get out of it is just being entertained. And then in that in itself, you're not selling them anything. You're selling them maybe. Well, I always think the Hodge twins, right? You're selling them tickets to their show. They're coming into town and doing a stand up a stand up night, somewhere. So that would be the only thing I would ask. Some people, if they want to get into this space, they don't necessarily have to solve a problem. They could just be entertaining for themselves.
Well, let me ask you something. If I'm bored, is that a problem?
There you go.
Is
It's all about how you
entertainment
frame.
is,
Yeah, it's all
is
about how you frame.
entertainment a solve to that problem?
Well, then you're competing against other forms of entertainment, but it's all
It does.
it's all relative.
The thing is, the reason why we pay for Disney Plus and the reason why we pay for Netflix is because when I'm bored, they've solved my problem for
Right.
not being bored anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You No matter how you want to take it out of that frame, it's always in that
It's
frame.
always in there.
It will never change because service money rendered for a service is a simple transaction that we do every day with everything, no matter what it is. And some people, they get into this online space and then they go, man, you know, you guys do this, or these people are always talking about that. And then they turn around, watch something, and then be like, yeah, I got to pay for that later on. You know what I'm saying? They're
Okay.
like, well, I don't want to be the person taking anybody's money. It's like, but I don't understand. Everything that you do, whatever it is going to require you giving up funds to get something for it. And I don't care what it is. Like you said, entertainment. Yeah, entertainment is entertainment. Like the Hodge twins, they have their form of entertainment. They sell their tickets to their shows, but they also have a coffee brand that they recommend. They have gold services like
Really
for
gold.
like yeah, like services where people invest money in gold. They promote that. They have giveaways for trucks and stuff
I
like on
remember
their
that one.
channel.
Right.
That's some
I
Yeah,
money.
I've
Yeah.
mean,
seen those. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like don't
No,
you
when you
don't let
frame
the smoke
boredom,
and mirrors.
when you frame boredom as a problem, then yes, you are solving a problem. But I guess
Yeah.
in that type of model, if somebody's gonna pursue some type of entertainment, then it's I would say it's harder to have a whatchamacallit, an exclusive membership, like David Cad, where yeah, you become a member and then I'll give you exclusive things like that. It might be a little more difficult if you were just providing entertainment. Although I guess you could argue You know,
Well,
tickets to a show, that's kind of
mm,
an exclusive.
that is, and let's not forget the meet and greets. Like you got the
Right.
general admissions, then you have the
The
VIPs,
backstage,
and
yeah.
then you have the meet and greets. Hey, don't lose track of those.
Right.
Those are
Right.
all money making ventures. That the problem is like I want to meet these people. Oh, they're coming to my town. Oh, they're going to be here on these dates. Oh, wait a minute. I can meet, I could get backstage. I can actually like see them, touch them, possibly smell them. You know what I'm saying? Is so you always have to have this view in your mind, like, hey, when you see something like, and the thing is, like for me, being in this world, as long as I've been being in this online space, I started to, you know, take a peek behind everybody's curtain, right? And so it makes it a little bit more clear when you see certain things. You'd be like, oh, okay, I see what you're offering here. I see what you're trying to get me to purchase, or I see what you're trying to what problem you're trying to solve. And most people be like, I don't want to be sold to. I don't want anything sold to me. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't treat Kellogg's like that. You don't treat Tony the Tiger that way. He throws his cereal all in your face and hey, they're great. And you'll be like, Tony the Tiger is such a jerk. He's always trying to get me to eat a cereal. You know what I'm saying? They're great. What are you talking about? All you need is milk and a spoon. What do you mean? And the milk guy is not. There's no cow out here on the corner swinging like jugs of milk. Like, hey, you just know that when you go to get, cornflakes, you got to get milk.
Mhm.
That's why they put them in the store, like somewhere in the proximity of each other. One sells the other. You
Yeah.
know, so we have to kind of demystify, or also, take the ickiness out of it, because people automatically think, oh, I don't want to sell anything to anybody. You have to make sure that your content is giving value, and that's the most important thing that I want to, how you say, highlight here, right? I want to be able to say, listen, if your content does not have value, if it is not solving a problem, and then you're expecting somebody to render a certificate
Service.
of service, money, right? You expect them to be like, hey man, I'm gonna open up my wallet, give you something, thanks for doing whatever it is that you do. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna pay for it. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody cares about your story. Nobody cares about what you got going on. They care nothing about you. The world is cold. It's so cold. They be like, I hear you, but that doesn't fix me. Next, you know what I'm saying? They click on and they go about whatever they're going to do. So you have to be able to give the viewer something of value in order for them to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you money because I believe that you can fix my problem. So with that, content is and that's only like the first part here, right? And I kind of wanted to spend some time here. I don't want to belabor this all night long, but I just kind of wanted to spend some time in this part, because when we talk about that content needs to be about building a brand to get someone to buy something, we can't make it seem icky. And I don't want you at home, especially working that 9 to 5 job, getting up every day, and then you want some of this online action, but then at the same time, you don't want to feel icky about selling anything. You need to get rid of that. You honestly need to. You need to banish those thoughts from your head, because it's not about feeling icky when you can actually solve a problem, right? And I know you can. I definitely know you can, because you wouldn't be here watching, because you have a problem that you're able to solve. You just probably haven't figured out how to solve it for other people yet, or you haven't figured out how to form it and package it into a way to say, hey, look, I got the fix. This is what I can do. So with that, I want to move on to another point, which is kind of in the same vein. So is actually in the same vein. Actually, it's called engagement, right? So what exactly is engagement, guys? When you think about it in the context of content,
Well, you're starting a conversation.
okay.
That's what I think of engagement. Either what did Queenie say, like a call to action.
Hmm.
Something like that, something that gets people typing away, not just clicking, but you know, typing something up, commenting,
Okay.
sharing, whatever it is.
So I'm looking for something a little bit more specific, and I'm not gonna like drag you guys by the nose the whole night. So Dave, so no, 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 that was good, Steve. I'm not like knocking Steve. That was a very good answer. Engagement is trying to give somebody something to click, but I did give you kind of a real good hint when I said it's in the same vein of everything that I've been saying. So Dave, go ahead. Engagement, like what is that? How does that hit you?
I don't know. I guess delivering good. I was gonna say a click. The whole uh, shoot. I just drew a blank.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
could tell.
basically the engagement. Okay, like giving them a good product and then engaging them with it, and then I don't know, somehow follow up with what's that thing called? Where you put your the funnel, right? Where you would type in your information and no, or am I totally lost?
No, 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 no. I'm just trying to. I wanted you to complete your whole thought because you're not wrong. It's just you got gaps. It's like you built a bridge,
Yeah,
but
I'm jumping
you're on
across
one
it
side
without.
of the bridge, and no, no, no. Seriously, you're like on this side of the bridge, and your idea is on this side of the bridge, and you got a couple of boards in between. But if you try to cross it, you're gonna fall right through. But you do have the line of sight right. You're just missing some areas in between. So engagement is this, right? And like I said, it goes back to the same vein of what I was talking about. So when we think of engagement, what would cause the individual to click on the video? What would cause me? And I'll tell you exactly what will cause me to click on a video.
The interesting thumbnail.
Yeah, we're gonna work on those thumbnails.
Queenie.
Yeah, Queenie did a very good job with our thumbnail last
Hmm.
week.
Good job.
Me and her like was going back and forth of how we wanted it to look. She framed it, and then I took it and I put it in Affinity Designer, and I was like, yeah, I cleaned it up. Splat. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you like it at home. And if you do, please say something because without feedback, I don't know. Queenie gave me good feedback, but no, that is one thing. But we want to talk. Well, you know what? Let's stay in that area. So engagement could be a clickable thumbnail, but let's say Steve, you had to build a cage for those six little chicks that you got, right? The For Elvis and his brothers and sisters, right? So you're looking to build a particular cage in a certain way, but you don't know exactly how,
Right.
right? So the first thing you're going to do is jump on one or two things, Google or YouTube. And then you're clicking through. Now you have an issue, you have a problem. So you're going to be like, how to do X.
Right.
And then somebody's going to be like, this is how you do da. Number one, engagement, pain. My pain is I don't know how to do this, right? So when you say, hey, how to, and somebody answers how to, you go, ooh, that's the pain I'm having. Let me click. And then they be like, hey, have you been trying to build one of these? Yes, that's engagement. Yes, I've been trying to build one of those. There's my problem. Well, if you watch this video all the way to the end, not only will I hook you up with maybe 10% off this power tool that I'm using to build this thing that you're trying to build, but you'll also learn X, Y, and Z. Huh, wait a minute. Pain, solution, problem. Well, oh
End
wait,
product.
I said that.
End
I said
product.
that out of order. Pain, problem, solution.
Yeah.
Right. That's called engagement. When you engage with someone, you let them know, hey, you're suffering right now, right? Yes. How do you know? Because you got the same look on the face that I had on my face when I had the same problem you had, right? And then you go, yeah, we did kind of look like this. So how do you fix it? Like this. Oh, snap. That's it? Man, let me get that. That's engagement. But it starts with the content that you create because you created the content around the problem, solving the problem, and giving them an opportunity to see of whether you can solve the problem or not. Like, one of the things Queenie had also mentioned that we should do is put what do you say, chapters inside of the show so people don't just get lost in like a whole hour's worth of
Yeah.
information, sometimes 2 hours. We're trying to keep these episodes
A little shorter.
a little shorter, especially with this time change. So
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
so forgive me for trucking along tonight, but yeah, so engagement is definitely how we want to solve. Engagement is definitely how we start to help others know that we have a problem to solve. Make sense? Or
Definitely.
y'all
Yeah.
Definitely.
y'all
Hitler
still
was very
engaged,
engaging.
right?
No, no, it's good. Yeah, I get
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hitler
So
was definitely engaging.
oh
Hitler was
yeah,
definitely engaging.
him and Zelensky talk very similar.
Very similar.
Oh, it's scary, bro.
Wait, who is it? Hitler and him? They talk similar?
I'm so serious. Like, if you see some of the stuff like Zelensky was saying, he was like, and you'd be like, what?
You'd be
Like,
mad if somebody was bombing your country too.
I would be, but still, man, it's kind of scary. Like that video, he was like, and America, you're going to have to send your sons and daughters to shed blood along like aside us. Like, I'm like,
Wait, he said that?
yeah, probably about a week or two
I
ago.
thought he said send more money.
That too. But he ain't afraid of
Blood.
he's not afraid of saying, hey, look, I have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a solution,
My pain.
but I
Yeah.
need some money.
My
He needs to
pain.
watch these videos. We can help him.
No, to be honest, they're doing quite a good job because I saw like a video of like some lady dancing. It was like you could hear gunshots and bombs going off, and this lady was like out there in the snow doing like some sort of TikTok dance. I was like,
What?
is this real?
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's neither here nor there.
He's doing the Biden gains for life.
Hey, look, listen, if I had any opinions, I wouldn't say them out loud. But either way, so with good engagement, like when we create good content, right? Now
Mhm.
we're engaging. What do we gain from that? Once the content is good, once we're offering value, we're getting engagement, what happens after that? And I know you guys are not going to know this answer,
I don't
but
know.
I want to give you an opportunity to see if you know what happens. But I'm gonna choose Dave since he's looking the
They
most
purchased the
hopeful.
product. Come on, right? No, they. I don't know.
Steve, I'm just asking. I just want to see where you
I
guys'
have no
minds is
idea.
at.
You build engagement.
Mhm.
I think your chick Elvis back there wants to tell you what it is. You hear him in the
Yeah.
background.
Elvis like he clicks, clicks. Instead of saying cheap, he said clicks. No. The answer is you turn the people who you are engaging with into followers. See, if you give
Oh, by
somebody,
building that trust.
yeah, by giving,
Oh, like that one guy I watch. I don't know if I want to name his name, but
you can name
I
his
watched
name.
Adam Unfroy or Unfroy.
Okay, man,
Okay,
I name drop on here all the time. It's not like We're the
Okay.
heart of the nation. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, they watch so and so too. You know,
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah.
yeah.
No, but I was looking up how to make money on the blog. His came
Mm-hmm.
up, so I'm watching his videos on him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Seriously, do any background check on me. You'll see I'm number one or at least number two on that spot." I look it
Mm-hmm.
up. Sure as crap, he's up there. Then he starts to give out a lot of his stuff, and I'm like, "Dude, how can you give out all this stuff? I figured you would want to sell this." But he's
Mm-hmm.
building that trust, and I really trusted his opinion. I looked up all the stuff he was saying,
Mm-hmm.
and it was definitely valuable. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
he changes with the times. Like he doesn't keep selling the same product. He
Mm-hmm.
evolves it based on current times. I guess how everything changes, like the SEO changes.
Mm-hmm.
You can use AI, all that. So then at the very end of the video, he has a blog growth engine, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
wanting to buy, but it's kind of pricey. But everybody says you need to invest in yourself. So it's like, but it seems like a good product. I mean, everything he's given me so far, like website templates,
Mm-hmm.
are pretty good. They're fast. All the stuff he recommends are good. So,
Okay. Well, there you go. Right there. You said something very key too at the beginning. You said something along those lines like, how is he able to just give this stuff away and still sell stuff? Well, here's the thing. As a follower, right? So we want to stay in this vein. As a follower, you're following that individual because number one, you found the value. You understood that they know how to solve your problem. And number three, is you can clearly see, hey, with this individual or individuals, I see where they can help me solve
mhm.
my problem, right? And you're like, man, they're just giving this stuff away. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I? Well, what are you gonna sell? The same thing. You're like, how? Well, you see it every time you talk to them. Well, every time you're watching their videos, every time you're clicking on their emails, every time you're reading their newsletter, you're seeing it, right?
Mhm.
You're seeing it and you're understanding it and you're following and you kind of you get what's going on, but the same amount of people that are just finding that person that day has never seen any of this stuff before. They've never heard any of this stuff before, but they immediately find a trust factor in this individual. Number one, the number one thing we do subconsciously when it comes to like this online space of creative and being creative and making solving people problems online is we number one we check out their subscriber amount. We're going, oh man, 142,000 people seem to subscribe here, so that's good. Best
Mhm.
way you the best way to understand if a restaurant is good is to look and see how many people are standing outside that restaurant to get in. Because the restaurant across the street that says we have the best food in town and nobody's there, that's not true, right?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you can see that there's a lot of people there, you go, huh? Well, all right. Well, if there's not a lot of people there, well, are they new? Did they just open? What's going on? Let me just hear what they got to say anyway. Well, you would think that people see what you put up every day. They don't. The amount of people that exist in this world is unfathomable to us. Like we don't understand it. Like we cannot comprehend it, right? There's a number there, but we can't get it. Like I would say try not to think in a way of saying that, oh, okay, well, everybody has seen this because I said it one time already and I say it every time. There's always going to be somebody brand new that just finds you. So you don't have to be worried about that. But as long as you're giving value, you're going to create followers. And what happens is, as you create followers, as you create valuable content, as you solve people's problems, as you help them understand their pain points and the solution that you have, followers turn into buyers, and buyers turn into assets.
Hmm.
because they're going to purchase whatever solution you have. Now, and it's not going to be everybody, and that's not the
Mm.
point. The point is to help one person. If I can help you, I'm good. But how many yous believe that I can help you? I
Hmm.
don't know. So I just have to keep throwing stuff out there that I know that help me. This is what I did to help myself. I threw it out there. Here, hey, this is how I fix this. Here you go. This is how I fix that. There you go. This is how I fix this. There you go. And then people be like, wow, I really trust this guy because he's just giving away the information. And then all you do is package all of that stuff that you gave away and you go, all of that information that I just spent months giving away for free is all contained in this thing right here. How much? You want to get it?
$4,000.
And some people will pay that amount. I
No, that's
li-
what his was. But he gives it out for $1,000 once in a while. He'll lower
yeah,
it to 1,000.
yeah,
And
yeah,
but now that I think about it, he must be getting affiliate kickbacks from the web template,
yes,
the web hosting that he recommends. He actually recommends a lot of stuff. I didn't even think about that.
yes,
Duh.
yes. Everything. I'm telling you, I'm going to ruin it for you guys. Like the next time you get online and you just want to just find some information, you're gonna find like 20 products that this individual recommended. You're gonna be like, they've been selling to me this entire time.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to reality. Come on in, man. There's drinks over here. There's Billy. He's been here for several weeks now. Billy's still like, I can't believe it. I've been buying everything this man's been selling. I'm telling you, once you frame it, once you put on those glasses, remember what's that movie with Roddy Rod Piper and the glasses? Steve, come on, you know
Oh
that
They
movie.
yeah.
live.
What's that
They
movie?
live.
They Live. Once
They
you put
live.
on the glasses, once you be like, oh my goodness, this is the world that I've been living in this entire time, you can never go back. Like, honestly, Steve is still like, dang, man, entertainment is a problem.
It is.
When I'm
It is.
bored, that is a solution to my problem. Entertain me. Are you not
Are
entertained?
you not entertained?
These references to these movies that we watch, Gladiator, anybody knows that movie. So, hey,
I don't watch too many movies. Sorry.
yeah, it's okay, Dave. We know you don't have the time. Dave has literally traded all of his time for money.
I don't want to do it anymore.
And that's David's problem. I've been preaching this on this soapbox for years. We need to stop trading our time for money. Let thine who is worthy come to me, and we shall go online and create content.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one thing that's different from Dave is that at least his side hustle makes him good money. He just got to stop spending his money too much.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
no, 'cause
It's
listen.
if
constant.
I had a side hustle that makes as much as how much you make on the side,
Dude, I got the kids travel basketball, the cheerleading. I mean, uh, and then my wife's hospital stuff. It's just like a lot of stuff just happening
yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
So it's
Yeah.
just like the more I work, what did they say? Puff Daddy, more money, more
More
problems.
money, more
no
problems.
problems.
Well, and here's the solution to your problem. You're still, I mean, because making a lot of money on a side hustle is great. But if you have to do that side hustle every time just to make that money, it's ineffective,
Yeah.
right?
But
So,
it all depends. If you do the B what is it, BRRR, buy, renovate, like if you basically do real estate, right? Buy, renovate, rent, and refinance, right? I don't know if people are familiar with that concept. They call it BRRR, and it's kind of like rinse and repeat. A lot of people they'll come up on a bag, $10,000 $20,000, they'll put it down in a house, They either do what they're calling now house hacking, which is, you buy like a duplex or a quadplex or something. You live in one of the units, you rent out the other two or however many other units you have. You basically get your living expenses taken care of. You build up another bag, 10 20 grand, put it on now an investment property, and they kind of do this, and repeat. That's the last R of buy, renovate, rent, repeat, of that whole process. What I mean by saying that, by getting into this whole thing, is you can that those are assets right there, and completely skipping over the online thing. Like, this is something that is, something Dave could do. I mean, to just because we're talking about Dave,
Talking about Dave. Well,
you
no, I
know.
mean those are ways to build assets, and those are ways to build types of passive incomes. Now they're not completely passive, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
I would,
it has input costs, maintenance and things
yeah,
like
sure,
that.
sure.
Yeah, it has all
So
that
so
financial costs.
last week I was watching an episode of a podcast that informs me a lot. They give a lot of value. I call it what's the podcast? Social Proof Podcast, right? So I got to give credit where credit's due. So he's interviewing a guy who did real estate just like that. He had 40, they said he had 40 doors. Now 40 doors mean he had 40 properties. And he's like, man, I got rid of half of that. And it's like, so what do you do now? He says, I do what do you call it?
Was that the
Self
one that had the bar?
the
Was
who?
was that the one that had the bar in Florida or no?
No, 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 but no, 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 not that
That was
guy.
a
This
different
was
one. Okay.
another guy, yeah. So this guy, he had 40 properties. He sold them off and he started getting in the self-storage business because he was
Mm,
like that's more passive.
mm,
Because what Steve was mentioning, the BRRR, right?
mm.
You buy it, you renovate it, you do whatever, and then you
Rent
repeat it.
and repeat, right?
All right. So in this day and age, doing it like that, it doesn't have to be done. You don't have to break yourself to make yourself. I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna renovate it, then I'm gonna rent it out, and then I'm gonna repeat. And I'm gonna buy another one. I'm gonna renovate it, I'm gonna rent it out, and I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna buy another one. I'm gonna renovate it, I'm gonna rent it out, I'm gonna repeat.
Yeah, but wait
I'm
a
gonna
minute. People might enjoy doing that.
There's people
People
who
Yes,
might.
enjoy doing that. Yeah.
people
Yeah.
might enjoy doing that, but
By the time you get to your fifth or sixth property, that's it.
Yeah.
You're living.
yeah, you might be.
Because I think it's 20% down for a conventional loan, which is what you would need to do for an investment property.
Hmm.
I think a lot of landlords really, after you take into account your taxes and and all that stuff, like your mortgage payment, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And what you can sell it above, for with below the market rate, right? What is
Hmm.
your what they call the cap rate, your capitalization rate, right? So
Hmm.
you put down X amount of money, it costs this much monthly to maintain. How
Hmm.
much over that are you making? They probably only make $200 a month.
Yeah, that's
Our
true.
people don't realize that it's not
Yeah, it's not a lot.
it's
So
not a lot,
back to
But
the
it
end,
is an asset, though,
but it
it,
is an
you
asset,
can
and it is a
it's
very
an
valuable
asset,
asset.
but
that could depreciate or appreciate.
you have an asset that you have to put
Typically
this much
not.
time and effort and work into, and then you get about this much money out of it. So the individual that I was talking about, I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna try to give it to you as quickly as possible so you can like see where I'm going with this. So he was like, hey, he bought all these properties and he was doing all of this turning and flipping. He was doing the BRRR and the burr, right? He was
Brr.
doing the burr. Burr, it's cold out here. So he says at some point in time during COVID, it got really bad. People wasn't able to pay,
Mhm.
he wasn't getting a lot of money from it. It just started going south for him. So what he did was he looked into uh doing something with self-storage. He had to move somebody out. So he paid the guy. He's like, look, I'm just gonna move you out because somebody wants to buy this property. You're not paying, but I need to get a paying customer in here now, a paying renter in here now. So I need to get you out. So I'll pay you. He was like, hey, look, can you just put my stuff in storage? He was like, sure, sure. So he paid him, got him out, and they started looking for the storage. And he was like, yo, what's up with these storage properties? Well, what happened is he found out that if you buy storage properties, you're buying a business where people are coming to bring their stuff and put it in, right? So he realized that all of that buying and renovating, the burr, right, the coldness of all of that work, and the rinse and repeat and the rinse and repeat. He would get somebody to get a property, they would move in, then they would like destroy the property, and it was time for them to go, and he didn't make that much money off of. Now he had to put in $15,000 to fix the mess that they had, just to get another renter in there. And then he had to fix all of this other mess, and then, oh, my plumbing is messed up, oh, I need this, and these neighbors are this, and I need this and that. He said, if I just buy a storage unit property, I can own the storage. People come to me, pay me to put their stuff in, and then created a passive income by having amenities. What do I mean by amenities? Vending machines,
Right.
money, U-Haul, money. He says the U-Haul pays him $100,000 a month just for having their trucks there, because
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
who need to rent the trucks are there. They come, they go, hey, I need to move my stuff. You can rent a truck. We have it here. Okay, I'll take the truck and rent it. Paid.
That's
The
so
burr
funny.
is not needed.
No, yeah.
I gotta rent.
No, yeah. It's another, yeah.
I am of the individual. I am of the mindset is I want to do the most effective thing and make as much money as possible with as little effort as possible. Most people be like, well, that just sounds wrong. Why? Apple does it. Every big company on earth does it. Why can't I do it? Why can't you do it? You can. You just have to figure out your framing, figure out what content that you can create to solve a problem. Then you solve it and you let other people know that you solved it. They follow you and engage with your content, and then they pay you. So you don't have to get up every single day to do the same thing every single day for pennies. Here's some more pennies. Keep dancing. What's that song? Dance Monkey?
Dance monkey.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, oh. You know what I'm
Oh, that
saying?
song. Oh.
Yeah, it's like there's like, so when I say trading time for money, yeah, you can have a real good side hustle that makes you lots and lots of money. Oh yeah, but do you see what this man looks like after those side hustles? Yeah, man. Oh man, I'm so tired. I haven't slept in 8 days. And then the money gets spent up. Why? Because he did the work once and got paid once. In 2023 and beyond, that literally does not make sense. It doesn't. And it's not a belittlement to you or anybody else who loves the hard work. But if you want something to become truly passive, then you want to figure out how to do it, the work one time, and get paid multiple times. Then you do another work one time and get paid multiple times. It's all about creating content with value that people want to purchase. That's it. So content equals assets. But there's one thing that I didn't mention. Do you
What
know
is
what
that?
that might be?
The payment system. No, just kidding.
Wrong. Steve.
I thought I was right. You're like, yeah.
No idea.
Ah, yes. So the one thing I didn't mention is the one thing that I've been learning very recently, and I'm going to cover that in the next episode.
Oh, to be continued.
To be
The
continued.
cliffhanger.
Yeah. So honestly, I want to add it in this episode, but we're coming up on an hour here, and I don't want to drag this thing out all night. So you at home, you're just gonna have to tune back in next week to find out what that one thing is, and you're gonna learn some other stuff about this whole content thing, so that way you can create some assets for yourself. Because listen, I'm learning this stuff. I'm putting it to action. We have to do something different if you want to change. If not, hey, this is not the content for you, right? But if you want to, tune back in. I'm gonna show you some stuff. Dave is gonna show you some stuff. Steve is gonna show you some stuff. They're like, I don't know what in the world I'm gonna be able to show, but trust me, these guys are gonna be like doing this stuff like it's gonna be breathing, because we're learning, we're growing together, and as we take this journey away from the 9 to 5. Steve might want to keep his 9 to 5. He loves work.
Just want chickens. I just want chicken.
He loves his chickens.
Just give me
I
1,000
just
chickens.
I just want to raise chickens, man. I just want the eggs. But listen, I
Hey,
appreciate.
that's a passive income. Once those chickens start producing,
Hey,
he's good.
start dropping eggs, man. Doing the egg dance. Yeah, right. So listen, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We want you to tune back in next week's, I'm about to say next week Sunday, next week Thursday, because we film Sundays, but we drop these episodes Thursday. But that's kind of like a hint of what it is next week. But you're gonna find out what that is when it comes to creating assets. So hey, thank you for joining us
Uh-oh.
tonight. Thank you for welcoming us, right? Bro, I'm sleepy. I'm
No, I
serious. I
thought
took
you
a
were that guy in Pittsburgh. Hello,
what guy?
good night.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good night.
Welcome for thank youing us.
Welcome for thank youing us. Nah, man, I took like a 35-minute nap, man. That whole time thing messed me up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we went out last night with the family. You know what? We'll talk about this after the show. People, you
Peace
person, the
out.
person that's trying to learn something, look, I know you're here. You're going to tune back in next week because you're going to want to know the answer to this question, and it's going to help you because it helped me. Trust me, it helped. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Everybody say bye. I'm going to hit
See
the
ya.
end to this broadcast button. Cue the music. Roger,
Bye.
who's doing the editing. Good night.